Hi guys, Kevin here again. This will be the video number 2, second video on stroke recovery support, my new channel. Today I want to give you an outline, not going into too much detail, but an outline of what my experience of stroke was. Prior to doing that, one of the things I would like to encourage you to be aware of is whatever you hear from anybody else, whether it's directly from a medical professional or a friend of yours who said, oh, a relative of mine had a stroke and this was the case for them, take it all with a pinch of salt. This is your experience and it's going to be unique to you. With my understanding, which you could consider significant, of what goes into hypnotic techniques. There are things called suggestions, which the unconscious mind can take on board far too readily, hence that people can be hypnotized and so on. And one of the things you might come across through direct people that you know that speak about their interpretation of stroke and all this stuff, although they've never had it. Many people will say, even medical professionals may say something like, well, you make all the progress, the best progress you can make in the first year. After that, the suggestion implied is that, well, there's not going to be any progress after that. That is totally bogus. And I want you to be aware of that. So take anything that anybody says as a pinch of salt, with a pinch of salt rather. And keep an open mind. Be as open-minded as you can and as positive as you can. If somebody's going to waylay you with thoughts of, oh, this is doom and gloom, this is a challenge. This is a big challenge and will continue to be a big challenge for you for some time. I had my stroke in June of 2022. So that makes this, what's that? Just over 2 years and 4 months. And what I'd like to highlight is my interpretation of my experience. I'm going to read some notes here, otherwise I will have a tendency to omit things because of my challenges to my mostly short-term memory, which are still ongoing, and so is my progress and improvement. This is nigh on, getting towards 2.5 years after my experience, and I'm making progress, although at the time it will be similar to not noticing how quickly a young child is growing, for example. And you will only realize if you have made a record of things at the time, or if somebody else does on your behalf, because I know a stroke experiencer is going to have a handful, a plethora, if you like, a lot of challenges to overcome, and you can overcome them. Don't let anybody else persuade you or convince you that this is like anything negative or less than positive, because your mindset, as some people refer to it, is vital here. You will make progress as long as you believe you can and you will make progress. Okay, so bear that in mind at all times. One of the first most noticeable things you may feel, you may experience, and I'll backtrack a little. I had what I would consider, relating to other people's reports of their experience, I recognized that my experience of stroke was not that bad. Yeah, you could even say pretty good, relatively. What I experienced is dizziness was a significant thing. Dizziness, I'll phrase it as disruption of balance or impaired balance, impaired memory, mostly short term, clumsiness or lack of good coordination, impaired energy levels, that is significant. Well, something that you might have been able to do all day long prior to having your event will be potentially, could be significantly reduced. Whereas even to highlight it, the fact of, or the consideration of how much energy it takes to think, you will probably have a bit of a revelation with that. So just be prepared for anything, stay open-minded, and so energy levels, done that. Impaired focus or concentration in terms of being able to keep your mind on a particular thing that you're looking at, something you're thinking about, or even something that you're trying to read, so literal kind of interpretation of focusing on reading a book. I experienced significant impairments in that regard as well, and the impaired ability apparently to speak, but impaired ability to write. But seriously, I did have an impairment of my ability to speak, and that can also entail something that's known as aphasia, which I only found out about a couple of months ago through watching other experiences through some videos online. And yeah, I'll carry on. Yeah, so feeling tired much more than before. And on that note, I will strongly encourage you, in the sense of remaining positive, to be patient with yourself. Being patient, positive. What's the other thing? See, this is where I need notes. Practice. Be prepared to practice things. Things that you wish or would like to be better at than this event has rendered you into a situation where you're not as good at certain things as you used to be. Accept it. Don't do your best, rather, to not entertain the feeling of impatience or frustration, okay? Because that's going to be fundamental to your experience. And in place of that, be as positive as you can. I know I'm saying positive, but it is really important, as I've found through my journey since this event. And an ability to be persistent. Don't give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going, okay? It's going to take a long time. How long is down to you. I might have been able to reduce the length of time my journey has taken if I'd known the things that I know now, perhaps even a year ago. These are things that I've learned later on, and this is why I want to share my experience, with you guys, to help you improve your recovery, basically. Henry Ford's famous quote: "If you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, or if you believe you can, either way, you're right." Yeah. If you focus on the negative, that's what you get. If you can be strong enough and persistent enough and practice enough and be positive enough, you will do a lot more it's a lot more productive to focus on the positive things. I know it's challenging. My experience was extremely challenging. There are times, I'm not an angry person generally, because of the things that I have practiced prior to having a stroke. I feel like perhaps that helped me. And the other thing, this is the part that might sound potentially bizarre to people who haven't allowed themselves to think this way before, or you're not going to think this way before, but during this journey of recovery since having your stroke event, between the 6 and 12 month period after my event, I started to recognize that this, in a way, was an actual blessing for me. If you wish to feel that way, look at it with that intention, and you're more likely to see it from that perspective. Okay, you have a choice every time something occurs. If you choose to accept that there are positivities to be found, then you're more likely to find them and more able to see them and recognize them. It's the whole thing of, you can do this. Now, I can't issue any assurances or guarantees that you will. That is down to you. This is your personal journey. And when you recognize that, you can recognize that nobody can show you the way themselves. They might have an idea of where your journey is going, but at the end of the day, it's down to you. And if you're a positive oriented person, is my firm belief that you will make quicker, more significant progress and more rapid healing. Okay? And this has been provided you, in my opinion, again, this has been an experience that has come to you from potential places that prior to it you may not even have an ability to understand. I have learned so much that I never knew before through going through this process. It is incredible. I won't go into all that now. That's things for me to mention on future videos. Just do the best you can to remain positive, and it'll help you no end. But it's down to you, okay? I think I've more or less covered it. I'll keep it short for today, and we'll come back to other considerations on future videos. So just wishing you all the positivity you can do. And another important thing to consider is have fun. Don't be so serious. I fell into the serious trap, thinking this is the end of the world, and it may feel like that, but who's in control of your thoughts? I'll leave that for you to ponder. But all the best wishes in the world, and stay positive and have fun. You're going to have whatever time that it takes for you to heal. You've got that time to make the most of it. Rest when you need to, when you feel you require that rest. That is an important area for your progression. It's like they say, you go to the gym, you exercise, or however you exercise, you do the hard work, and your body needs the time to rest. That's when your muscles grow. So enjoy it as much as you can. I know it's a challenge. It's up to you. But best of luck, best wishes, and stay positive, guys. Bye for now.